Yeah, great to be here, and it's an honor to be on a huge stage in front of so many people, which is really impressive. And yeah, let me shortly introduce myself. Hi, I'm Aleah. I'm a partner manager at Mollie. So I have some years of e-commerce experience already. So I have worked before for an agency where I was responsible for search engine advertisement. And the last years I have worked in the sales and partner management for several payment service providers. So I'm just working for Mollie since 2 months. So it's again an honor to present Mollie today here on stage. But for those who haven't heard of Mollie so far, Mollie is a very international tech-driven company. Mollie is a payment service provider. So what does it mean? A payment service provider is offering the payment methods for online shops by just one account. So the merchant doesn't need to have different contracts with each payment methods. They only make an account with Mollie, for example, and can use all the different payment methods they would like to offer for the online shop. And Mollie is founded in 2004. It started as a one-man show. So the founder was Adrian Mohl, and his nickname is Mollie. So he decided to name the company Mollie. And yeah, now we are already 125 employees, a very international team. So the headquarters is located in Amsterdam. But we also have a location in Belgium, in France, and since January 2019, also in Germany. And yeah, our office is in Kiel, in the northern part of Germany. Exactly. And yeah, I'm very proud to be part of the team. It's a really cool and tech-driven company. But today I'm not here to talk only about Mollie. I would like to talk a little bit more general about how to prepare your webshop for international expansion. So a lot of merchants, what I've experienced so far, they are struggling a lot while expanding international, or also if they just want to enter one new market. So there are so many boundaries they have to think about. So what could be some of those boundaries? For example, are there any legal regulations they have to think about? For example, in Germany, it is very important that you have an imprint on your website. So for all other European countries, it's not necessary to have an imprint. So for example, this is something you have to be aware of in Germany. So make sure if you want to enter a new market that you find out those legal regulations and don't be afraid of those boundaries. And then you have to think also about offering the webshop in different languages. And is there also a need to offer the webshop in different languages? For example, if you already have an online shop in English, is it necessary if you enter other European market to offer local languages, like for example, Spanish, German, or Dutch, for example? So this is also something which is hindering merchants to expand, to go to other markets. Likewise, a boundary for transport and shipment, because the costs differ from country to country, and also yeah, the regulations and all the requirements for transport and shipment. And boundaries are always cultural differences. Because, for example, in Asian countries, the people really like to find in their product description some information regarding the technology part and all the technical information regarding the product. And for example, in the South American countries, they really like to find in the product description something related to the material of the product. And yeah, of course, because it's my business, the insecurity and handling of payments, A lot of merchants don't know that for their online shop they don't have to use only one payment method or not only to use global payment methods, but there are also local payment methods for each market. So for example, in Germany, we are very familiar with using Sofortüberweisung, Vorkasse, Rechnung, Nachname, but in other countries, like for example, Austria is so very close, but they prefer EPS as a payment method. And in the Netherlands, 80% of the customers, they are using Ideal as a payment method. So those are things you have to think about if you're going more international. So the whole internationalization of your webshop needs planning. So at first, make sure what are your specific boundaries for your webshop, and then just make a plan. What are the boundaries? Can I overcome those boundaries? And also make sure that you have the manpower and the time to overcome those boundaries. And it's always good to do those baby steps instead of taking the whole cake, because maybe it's better to just enter one market after a time instead of going to all the markets at the same time. So what do you really need if you want to expand? The first thing is, of course, a stable online shop in the country of origin. So if you already have a successful online shop in Germany, for example, if you are successfully in your own home market, then think about what are the boundaries in the other markets, and then decide if there is potential even to go to another market. And then think about some of the smaller companies, they are having most of the time an in-house integration, and some are using a specific shop system. So if you want to grow your business, do you also have the right shop system, or are you already using the right shop system? If you're growing, just take a look at the different kind of shop systems there are on the market, because some make more sense if you want to grow. And also the markets differentiate from country to country. So analyze the potential market. Think about which product you have. Like for example, one of our partners, e-marketing, they have a solution where you can check your product and see how the demand in a different market really is. So those tools will help you to find out if there's a demand of your product in the different market, and also to find maybe a niche in the market. I think it doesn't make sense to sell a really good cheese from Germany to the Netherlands, because in the Netherlands we already have really good old cheese. And yes, and then you can also take a look on country-specific preferences of the customers. Because, for example, in Germany, if they type in their address, it's always the street name, the number, the postcode, and the country. And in all English-speaking countries, it's the other way around. So this also makes the difference sometimes, so you have to be aware of this too. And then decide for a language option. For example, if you have a German online shop, it is always good to have a second language, like English, for example. But if you want to enter a new market, you have to offer the local language as well, and then also make sure that you have a customer support for that language. And yeah, of course, offer different currencies specific to the country and different payment methods. Like I already said, EPS for Austria is very known there and ideal for the Netherlands, Carta C for Italy, and the Carte Bleue for France. So, and what I highly recommend is also to find right local partners. So if you already have an online shop, if you're working together with an agency, just ask your partner, the agency, how can you help me, or how do you have any advices how to grow my business? So they have a lot of experience with all these kind of topics, so they will support you. And not only find right local partners in your country, but also find right local partners abroad where you want to expand your shop. So they are also for transportation and shipment, especially. In Germany, we are using DHL, for example, UPS, Hermes, Deutsche Post. But in the other countries, what kind of partners do they have? Do they have cheaper costs? Do they have other pricing on conditions. So make sure to find local partners, and also for a certification of the shop. Because if you show or if you have a certification by, for example, EHI or trusted shops, then you can also give some trust to your customers. So in all countries, also in the Netherlands, they have partners like this, which shows trust to your customers. So this could be something which could help you to enter the new market. And of course, the payment methods. So here's just a short overview of payment methods. There are some global payment methods like credit cards, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, but also a global payment method like PayPal, for example. But the others, they are more local payment methods, as I already said. So there's a variety of payments which are necessary for each country. So yeah, you can contact the payment methods directly if you need more information, or go to any payment service providers to get more information about this. So I have a short example on how an international online shop could look like. And I choose Urbanara. They are selling really nice home products, but also fashion. And the interesting part is that you will not see it here in this presentation, but maybe you have time afterwards to take a look in the online shop. If you're switching the language, if you're switching the currency inside the shop, also the different partners downwards, they will change. So if you're on their German website, you will see, for example, DHL and trusted shops as their partners for Germany, and for Switzerland it's different, for the UK it's different. So they have really adopted local partners to be visible for the customers and to show also trust to the customers. So yeah, this is Urbanara. So here you can see that they have a list of different languages, and next to it also different currencies. So I switched from Swiss to the English shop. So what happened? The URL also changed from .ch into .com. And yeah, they have really nice products, and still a Valentine's discount, because I had to hand in the presentation a little bit earlier. And yeah, it's a really fast way how to choose the products and then go to the checkout. So they are already expanding internationally, selling their products to different markets. Here I choose some of the products just that you see how it could look like. And this is, for example, how the address section looks like. And in this case, I filled in my contact details, but from the address from Mollie in the Netherlands. Yeah, and here you can double check your address, your everything which you have entered in the online shop. And here you have a variety of payment methods which Urbanara is offering English-speaking countries. So those is just a small variety, but I decided to go for credit card because it's also well known in Germany. So I just completed the order. It is just a demo, so normally it shouldn't take this long. Sorry. Yeah, so this is something how it could look like, and this is the checkout. So what Urbanara did in the checkout is also that they added the Urbanara GmbH, and but I would like to show you also how you can style your checkout, because it's always good to be recognized by your customer by showing your branding. Okay, so this is just a small example of ETQ. ETQ is a shoe design company, and what they did here is, for example, that they start their checkout just by adding their logo in front of it. But what I like the most is that you also do it more visible, that you add the whole branding design of your company, so you can be more visible for your customer. And also it's important to show your whole checkout process and your whole web shop also on different devices. So it's really important that the customer sees not only the whole checkout on one device, so the checkout and the whole online shop should look similar on desktop than it would look like in the mobile devices like tablet and mobile phones. Yeah, but the most important thing is also that you're offering your online shop in different languages. So I think the most personal you can get is to offer the support in different languages depending on the market you would like to enter, and also have a really short response time. So it's always good to answer your customers within 24 hours, no matter if it's via telephone or via email. So yes, on the picture you can see my colleague Mike. If you have any questions, Mike will join me on stage to answer all your questions, just in case I am not able to answer them, but which I don't hope. But maybe, yeah, Mike can join me on stage. And is there anyone maybe who would like to share their experience in struggling with such or one of those boundaries?
That's the end of the presentation, and we will continue with the Q&A. So thank you very much already for this interesting conversation. I will give you one microphone. Okay, welcome to the stage, first of all. Hello, what's your name again?
Mike.
My name is Mike.
Mark, okay. So Mark and Raquel will answer all your questions, maybe not all, but everything they can answer. So, who has the first question? Please raise an arm.
It can be all questions. It can be in German or in English, depending
German or
on
English?
what you prefer. Yes.
Dutch.
Dutch also,
Dutch, okay.
of course.
So anyone with a Chinese question, maybe?
Which
I cannot
translate.
handle. That would be really cool if I could speak Chinese. But who has a web shop and was facing some legal boundaries or some other technical, cultural? Okay, so I come to the back. So please take it close to your mouth, then we don't have to.
What about cryptocurrencies? Does Mollie offer payment via cryptocurrencies?
So thanks for the question. We did offer Bitcoin as a payment method, but recently decided to not offer the payment method anymore due to regulations. So unfortunately, not anymore.
Question answered. Okay. And okay, there was a question over there. I'm just running around. I hope they pay me for all the miles that I'm running. That would be very cool, but thanks a lot. Oh, smartly dressed.
Thank you very much. How do you differentiate yourself from PayPal Plus?
How do we differentiate from PayPal Plus?
How do you, sorry? Yeah. Differentiate, okay, you understood the question. I didn't, but thanks.
So PayPal Plus is the PSP variant of PayPal, right? In Germany.
Yeah, right.
So I'm not fully aware of their product, so it's hard to say how we differentiate. But what I can say is the focus of Mollie is we're really a one-stop shop PSP solution. So meaning we could offer all payment methods, global ones and alternative ones, under one contract. So you would only have to sign up at Mollie, and you could offer Klarna, PayPal, soon Amazon, Ideal, GiroPay, etc. So that's how we work. And the onboarding time usually takes up to 15 minutes. So there's no additional contracts with other payment methods.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Question answered over there. Okay, I'm coming to you. So maybe I'll just jump in here quickly. Sorry.
Hi, you mentioned different shop systems before, and I know this is a tricky one, but maybe you can phrase it very positively. Which shop systems you think are very suitable for international expansion? Is that possible?
Yes, that's possible. Of course, it depends a bit on the segment that you're active in. If you're a corporate or an enterprise shop or an SME, but yeah, I would say a good one at the moment to do international business is Shopify. It's growing fast, and they have a good solution for lots of countries. But on the other hand, you could also work with Magento, where you have a lot of customization possibilities and implement your own solutions. But Shopware would also be a good one. there's lots of shop systems out there. Well, the good thing is we do have integrations with all major platforms. So if you work with Mollie, you can just select your preferred platform. And we're happy to give advice.
So, okay, right here, thank you.
Hello, my name is Doa. Would you suggest using just EU domain for one online shop for international expansion, or would you suggest to use several different domains such as DE, JOUG, or that kind of things?
Sorry, can you repeat it one more time? It was a bit hard.
I'm asking about the domains.
Yeah.
Would you suggest those online shop owners to use one online domain such as EU in the end, or would you suggest to use different ones like DE, FR, etc.?
So, in my experience, it would be good to offer a local domain for each country. But another solution is to offer like a .com or .eu, and then work with localization, so that after the domain name, it will automatically select the local language. But you could also, if you have the financials, you could also work with local domains. So I think it doesn't really matter, but the most important thing is that you have localization for each country.
Question answered? Okay. So I think, like we have to restrict it to one, maybe another question after that, but please.
I feel like we've seen that a lot of companies open up their own payment system, like Google Pay or Amazon Pay or iPay from Apple now. Can you elaborate a little on how not famous, but how many people use this, or is this just really niche product and most customers stay with the traditional payment methods?
Yeah, so that's a good question. At the moment, we're serving around 60,000 online shops, mostly in the Benelux, but we're expanding rapidly in the German market, the DACH region, but also in France and Italy. And we could offer our services to any company that's based in the European Economic Area. I think the brand Mollie is well known, but our focus is really on the small, medium, and the mid-market size companies. So we don't try to really focus on the big enterprises, but we really want to help the entrepreneurs and also more of the mid-size companies.
So we have time for one last question, if there is something that is. Otherwise, I'm sure Mark and Aleah will be here a little bit to answer your questions personally.
Or you can also find us directly here in the networking zone.
Exactly. Go over there and talk to them in person. And I would say thanks a lot to Mark. It was Mark, right?
Mike.
Mike, I'm so sorry. So Mike and Raquel from the company Mollie for sharing their insights and expanding. And thanks for your interaction. Thank you very much.